On this episode, I talk about PWCC and the big dogs, Fanatics. This is Dave, and welcome to the SVA Card Collectors Podcast. What is up? What is going on, everyone? Dave at SVA Card Collectors. Came back from my vacation a day early because of this stupid hurricane heading towards Long Island. We're not very bright people. We were in Maine, and we're heading towards the hurricane. We are in its path. Not really. I'm really closer to New York City, where it should be hitting. Well, so far with the radar and all the Doppler radar is out further east, about an hour away from me. So hopefully I don't lose any power. That's really what I'm worried about. Was able to continue listing on eBay. Had a couple of drafts, so I was able to do that. Shipping-wise, I was a little annoyed. I had 2 overdue, even though I changed the handling times. But the man, eBay, holding me down. But I don't think you want to hear about this nonsense. This week has been the biggest news week in the hobby, probably like ever. I think ever. It started off where everybody said, hey, this is the biggest news since sliced bread. And that was PWCC being restricted, and I think eventually removed from selling on eBay. I know they have a bunch of auctions going on still, but eBay said, hey, you guys have been shill bidding. Shill bidding is basically you have an item, card, 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout. Then you're selling that on PWCC, and then PWCC creates other accounts, either themselves or the person who owns it, and they bid up the card. And as long as they're not the one who buys it at the end of the day, good for them. And so eBay was saying, hey, we have some evidence saying that they did that, and we can't have that on our platform. This has nothing to do with PWCC creating their own platform where they can sell their cards, which has a gigantic email list where people get notified of auctions. You know, if you're signed up for PSA and you have a set, PWCC will send you cards that they are auctioning off to complete that set. So I had like a 1955 Topps that I was trying to complete a long time ago, and all of a sudden PWCC was sending me emails saying, hey, you could have Henry Dinkeldorf, because all it was is commons. PSA 8, we have one finishing. Why don't you go and buy it? So you had that going on. So PWCC has the back end and how to get the right cards in front of the right people. They do that pretty well. Now, what they do pretty bad, and they get the most money for a seller. The thing that they do bad is they screw the buyer at most of the time. Now, one of the things that I was starting to change my mind a little bit about PWCC, and people were giving good press. There was that guy from Hawaii, Bernard, did a good interview with, and he seems like a really genuine and a nice guy, so I don't want to just like bundle him up with PWCC, because he's really just like, it seems like he's like helping out. I know I'm sure they pay him, but he seems like a really stand-up guy, a really good guy, so I don't want to put him in with PWC, so let's separate him out. But it seemed like, it made sense when they said, well, a lot of these purchases were made by international buyers. And if you don't sell saying, hey, anybody international can buy this card, they might have to pay up. So it made sense. That's a bunch of hooey, as my daughter would say. I think that it was part, but I also think that the text messages that blow out forums, and I think it's Sports Card Daily, I think you should check them out. They do a really, really good job getting down to what really is the crux of the issue, what the main issue is. And basically with PWCC is they had shenanigans, and they got caught. Their owner got caught telling people, hey, this card is too low, you need to start bidding it up. I don't know why they would even get involved in that. They did, I think on eBay alone, they did $150 million. So they're the biggest seller on eBay for sports cards. And there's just, I don't know why they would get involved in the nitty gritty like that. It just makes no sense to me. But they did. And so everyone, for the most part, knew that they've been shill bidding. There's other auction houses that they say have done the same thing. FBI was investigating PWCC, and still is, I believe. And so it's just, I also think eBay is no dummy. And if PWCC was making them that much money, they would have turned a blind eye if it wasn't for their own, auction system or eBay system that they're, creating, their online marketplace. If they didn't have that, I guarantee you they'd still be there, because eBay does not like to lose money, and they don't care. They don't. If they don't care if the buyer's getting screwed over or seller's getting screwed over, as long as they're getting their checks, their money. So that's really what it comes down to. I think they felt that was going to be a big negative, and they wanted to make sure that they gave PWCC a black eye, where people wouldn't trust their online marketplace, and they did a pretty good job. Now, the second order of business, which is the biggest one of all, is it still amazes me. It first came out while I was in Maine that Fanatics was able to get Major League Baseball to, I don't know how to really word it because my English is like horrific, but more basically, Topps will no longer be the exclusive people. It's now Fanatics. They will be the ones to only be able to create and sell cards with the logos, and they did also a thing with the Players Union, Major League Baseball Players Union. So they're the only guys that can get the autographs, can get the jerseys on the card, and have the logos on it. After Topps ends their agreement, which I think it's in a year or two, or maybe 3 or 5. I don't know. Don't come to me for specifics. I'm just splurting out. I'm giving my thoughts of what's happening. And so Topps will no longer be able to sell baseball cards with logos on them, which is insane. After 70 years, who the fuck is Fanatics? How do they have this money? All I know is they have this website that has this overpriced memorabilia that a bunch of rich people will go and buy because they don't want to be hassled. They go, I've heard of Fanatics, so I shall buy my autographed memorabilia there. No one in their right mind buys shit from Fanatics. No one. I don't know anyone. I know sometimes they have cards that go on sale, boxes of cards that become available and you can buy from there. I know no one who buys cards from there. I wouldn't buy anything from there. It's typically overpriced. I don't know how they have this much money where they were able to spend, I think, 10 times the amount that Topps gave previously. And in a brilliant move, later on that day, you find out that now Panini's getting it up the keister because they're now taking NFL and NBA. And they do all this the day before, or a couple days before, Topps was going to merge with another company. They created this one company they were merging with. They created another company to merge into and go public. And that didn't happen. The next day they squashed that, and now it was a great chess move. I would suggest Sports Card Radio, follow him because he had a great, and I actually retweeted it, a great take on it. What Fanatics did was the smartest thing in the world. I just don't know how they got this much money. Are that many people buying memorabilia from them and other crap that they sell? Because I know I'm not. I guess other people are, and I'm just missing the boat on it. But I would have thought that Topps would have had way more money than Fanatics to get this. And it seemed like a bunch of rich guys came to Fanatics and said, let's try to get all these things. Let's get the basketball, football, and baseball. Let's just do it all one big swoop. I know they have the StockX guy who's going to take over control for Fanatics for running Tops, and some other guy who's really big. It really doesn't make a difference to me. A hill of beans. It is insane that now one company will now make basketball, football, baseball. I do not think it is a good thing. I really don't. But what they did was brilliant, because they now have the players have a piece of this new company, I guess Fanatics is going to create. And I don't see you getting a stranglehold. I don't see you prying that away, because now that the players are getting a hold of this, getting a bigger piece of it, I can't see them going back to Tops. Now, what a lot of people are speculating is now Fanatics is just going to go buy Tops, because they're really screwed. They have soccer and some other mamsy-pamsy sports, and Panini. I know they have UFC, but Panini's basically toast as well. And so it would make sense that they would buy them, but maybe not. Maybe they just go, we're just going to create our own crap. We don't need your stuff. And people are going to buy it anyway because they can't get it anyplace else. What will this mean with regards to, are we going to be able to buy it direct? Only buy it direct, won't be able to buy it retail. Who knows? But these guys at Fanatics, they were playing chess. They were master chess players, and Tops and Panini seemed like we're playing checkers, and they didn't know what was going on. This came out of the blue. They had no idea, and they're just gone. They're going to be gone. They're not going to be able to survive this unless they fire everybody and their mother, and they just concentrate on whatever they have. Just like Upper Deck did, they just went full tilt on hockey, and they just went trudging along. But this is insane. And what's going to suck is, all my, you know what? We're getting, older people getting nostalgic. They're like, wow, you can't buy anything from Tops that doesn't say Tops on it? That's crazy, and this and that, whatever. Kids coming up, they're going to be like, who, like 10 years, 20 years, they're going to be like, who's Tops? I don't know, some Fugazi company. It was, all I know is the Fanatics Chrome series is awesome, or Fanatics Update. I don't like Fanatics Series 2. It wasn't that great. Like, it's just going to be odd. Fanatics Queen, Fanatics and Ginter. I don't know. I can keep going. I really can't. I don't know. Fanatics Club Stadium. Oh, I can go. Fanatics Stadium Club. I don't know if they're going to do their own thing. It would make sense that they would take Tops or they would purchase them, but maybe they don't. They just go, look, we can cut cards uneven just like you can. We can do poor customer service just like you can. Redemptions that you won't get for a year, we're spot on for that. Don't worry. Believe you me. But I do think it's a sad day. I think everybody does like... Tops is nostalgic, and I think sports cards is a nostalgic thing, and people like consistency. They do like some changes now and then, but they like to have Tops Series 1, Tops Series 2, Tops Update, Tops Chrome Update. That's the same cards that come every once in a while. All right, maybe one will disappear, but for the most part, it's going to be the same thing over and over again. Everybody thought that, Panini taking over for Tops Chrome and basketball was going to be like the worst thing. I'm assuming, I wasn't collecting then, but I can assume that was the case. But just like everything else, things change. But Tops just got hosed, and it just seems like they had no clue like this was going to happen. And how do you not have a clue that this was going to happen? And how are you not just going, you know what? Let's go balls to the walls, people. Just like, if you heard about it, I don't know. How do they not? I don't know. I don't get it. And it was a great quote Sports Card Radio put. He's like, in the hottest card market ever, Fanatics has both major card makers caught with their pants down, and the tide is heading out. So the option over the next 12 months are the fire sale or bankruptcy, which is nuts because the stock market is going crazy right now. Cards are at all-time high, and Topps is going to have to sell for peanuts. And what they suggest is Sports Card Radio collectors should sell any redemptions you have, which I 1,000% agree. Take replacement of any you've redeemed ASAP. Breakers should look to end leases on leadless storefronts. Prepare for winter. It's coming. I don't know about that. Newbie collectors, it's a great time to be alive. Celebrate the good old boys are done. I don't know about that as well. Maybe Fanatics will just go, hey, we're the new breakers now. You don't have to go through these bozos. I don't know if that's a good thing. Maybe not. I can't see breakers. Who knows? These guys, it seems like they got really smart guys running their thing. They're not stupid. I'm trying to find out who the other guy was. I know it was the StockX guy and someone else. Maybe I should have done a little research and not dropped the ball. But I saw Spectra. Holy moly, just a separate. It was like $1,700 for a Spectra first off the line, which it came out to like over $100 per card. I'm surprised I haven't seen a bunch of people do. I will not open up Spectra because there is no value. You'll never see that. They're going to screw you for the next couple of years because maybe their time is up. But who knows? Maybe now Fanatics will do a better job with regards to allocation. I can't imagine them really trying to screw storefronts, sports card shops. I really can't because that's like the lifeblood of sports cards. Everybody remembers going to a sports card shop. Everybody likes going to a card show. So I can't imagine Fanatics just going, forget that. You just have to go through us. And if you don't go through us, you're going to have to pay double, and you're not going to survive. Because no one's going to go to your store and pay double when they can get it from my website. I don't know. Maybe the print runs are going to be higher. It's going to be, the next couple of years are going to be crazy in the hobby because there's going to be there's no history. So there's nothing to go back to and go, oh, well, we've had a situation like this and this is how it's handled. We've never had that. So no one's going to know what to do. And it's just, you're going to have to think, be smart, and do the right thing. Right now, there's not enough information to know what that's going to be. Hopefully, more and more will trickle out. Hopefully, Fanatics will come up with a game plan going, hey, this is what we plan to do. These are the sets that we're coming out with. Once you get that, then you'll have a better idea. But right now, it's just, you got a lot of people worried. I'll tell you that much. If I'm a breaker, I am worried because there's too much uncertainty. And uncertainty sucks. It really does. Me, it doesn't really change much. I'm going to buy cards and sell them. It shouldn't change too much on your end if you're collecting because you're just going to buy cards off eBay that you like. Side note, SGC is doing really well for me. I had a video that came out. I don't remember when I posted it. And also, where I think I had 14 or 17 cards. I did pretty well. Also had a Whatnot video where I showed a bunch of cards I got from Whatnot. But again, it is a crazy time to be collecting sports cards. I would always just say baseball cards, but it's really not anymore. It's everything. I do think football cards are going to be gigantic. I think they're going to be really big. You have a ton of young rookies for me to try to even remember all of them, it's just not going to happen, people. You have Wilson with the Jets. You got that jerk off with the Pats. Trevor Lawrence, guy from Chicago who's not going to start. If you want more insight on football rookies and their names, Fields, is it? Yeah, Fields. I know all these guys, but it is 1:45 in the morning where I'm recording this, and I've driven 8.5 hours in a 4.5 hour, which should have been just 4.5 hours. So I just wanted to get this out there because I might lose power, and I'm going to at least have this there, recorded. Who else do you have? But you also have younger guys from previous years. You still have the guy from the Giants, Danny Dimes. You have Tua. You have Jalen Hurts. You have people still believe in Sam Darnold. You have Baker Mayfield. You have Lamar Jackson. You have Josh Allen. So there's a lot of young quarterbacks within the last 3 years that are really going to be spearheading the hobby right now. And wide receivers and running backs are definitely not as big, but the prices have been higher than what they used to be. I mean, I remember it used to be like quarterbacks would be like $100, a running back would be like $10. Now running backs are like $40, $50. They might be half or maybe a little bit more. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, J.K. Dobbins, I'm seeing prices that are pretty surprising. And so I just picked those two because those are the ones that I bought. And I did some research on them, and it's just surprising. And Chase Young, defensive lineman. If offensive linemen start going like that, I'll be pumped. But I can't see that. But I think football cards are going to be really popular this year. And if you have a bunch of young guys playing really well, if you have Josh Allen continuing, Lamar Jackson starts playing really well again. You have Sam Darnold all of a sudden find himself in Carolina. And then you have one or two, Trevor Lawrence pops off. Pray to the gods that Mr. Wilson from the Jets, he goes, does really well. But if you have like 2 or 3 rookies, you have 2 or 3 second-year guys, and then you have the guys from 2018 doing well, you'll have 9 or 10 quarterbacks who are relatively young. It's going to make everyone want to watch football even more, and they're going to want to buy these cards, and they're going to want to buy their rookie cards, buy the quarterback cards, and while they're buying those cards, those players that they're throwing to, the players that they're handing the ball off to are also I believe are going to be popular as well. So just watch it. I mean, like the Titans, they're going to be fun to watch. Ryan Tannehill is going to have great running back and great wide receivers. So it's just I think it's just going to be a fun season. I don't know, not for my Jets, but for every other team in the league. So, all right, guys. I'm petering out now. I'm getting a little tired. SVAcardcollectors.com. Head over to my eBay store. Go to the Facebook group. I'm on Instagram. I'm always buying cards. So just if you got cards that you're looking to sell, send me a DM there on Instagram. And you guys know what to do. Buy some cards and go broke. Later.